welcome to this week's edition of the Dakota Angler 2-Minute Fishing Report. Well, Mother Nature gave us a little taste of fall on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and that was a nice little reprieve, honestly, from some of the warmer weather, summerish type of weather. But it does look like we're going to warm back up, not into the 80s, but more into the 70s again. But then again, there are indications that we're going to drop off dramatically before the Ice Institute. Strange coincidence, huh? Well, this past week, a lot of people were able to get out and enjoy the weather, to say the least, and catch some nice fish. The bite has definitely been turned on in many areas as far as the walleyes are concerned, and also the perch. The lakes up in the northeastern part of the state that produced walleyes this past week included Bitter, and that bite continues to improve. Still have to do a lot of sorting, but still, overall, it's a real good bite. Other lakes included Oahe, Hazelton, Opitz, Goose, Big Stone, a few being caught there, as well as Dry Lake by Clark and Dry Lake by Florence, and then also Reed and North Rush. Down the southeastern part of the state, the lakes that produce walleyes included Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Thompson, Whitewood, a few being caught at Sinai, 81 Ponds, as well as Ponset, Madison, and Brant, and then also Vermilion and Twin. And remember, Twin is the trophy lake. The main story has been Oahe. The bigger fish and bigger walleyes are definitely being caught lately, and all I got to say is Reaper, Reaper, Reaper. If you don't have the WNC Walleye Nation Creation Reapers, you need to order them or stop by the store and pick them up right here, because that is the crankbait that a lot of people are using to catch those larger walleyes. It happened last year, and it's repeating itself right now. As far as the lakes are concerned, what people are doing to catch the walleyes lately has been a lot of snap jigging. They're coming away with a little bit nicer fish by doing that, a little more aggressive fish. The jigs that they're using to snap jig include the Moonshine Shiver Minnow, the Acme Hyper Rattle, as well as the Rapala Jigging Rap. Other people are pulling crankbaits and looking for those aggressive fish. Also, the people are still bottom bouncing with crawlers. They're doing that for two reasons. One, to look for walleyes, but also if they come across a perch, they drop anchor and start jigging for the perch at that point in time. Other people are using jigs and swim baits, and a lot of the people are throwing split tails versus the paddle tails this time of year. Concerning the perch bite around the area, that again continues to go strong in many areas. Big Stone is definitely the place that a lot of people are going. But honestly, the perch are not as big as what some people are saying. I would say 7 to 9 inch seems to be the majority of the perch. Maybe some 10 to 11 inch in there once in a while. But still, a lot of action. If you're wanting to take a family out or some young kids, like I did this past weekend, to take them fishing and catch some fish, that's the place to go. Other lakes included Oahe, Pius, Pickerel, all dry lakes, Dry Lake by Florence, also Clark and Willow Lake produced perch, Thompson, Whitewood, Ponset, as well as Madison. And then the bluegill, as I mentioned, Big Stone continues to be the place to go. A lot of proud angler bluegills caught out of there this fall. Other lakes included Cochrane, Buffalo, and also Vermilion, and then the Iowa Great Lakes. Now, what are people doing to catch the bluegills and the perch or the panfish? Nothing special like we've been talking about all season long. A lot of drop chain lures such as the Haley, the Pilkey, and then also the VMC Rocker, and then also small tungsten jigs has been working well. So you see the ice tackle behind me. If you don't have your ice tackle out or readily available, stop on by and pick up some of those tungsten jigs. In this week's edition of Todd's Tackle Tips, as well as probably in the coming weeks, we're also going to talk about the Dakota Angler Ice Institute. Why? Well, it's within 3 to 4 weeks away, November 8th through the 10th, for the Dakota Angler Ice Institute at the Sioux Falls Arena Convention Center. Folks, if you haven't already marked it on the calendar and you're making a point to be there, you need to do so. There is going to be some unbelievable speakers, unbelievable vendors with some great products at great prices, as well as some huge promotions, to say the least. Now, a lot of people have asked me, Todd, it'd be nice to get some add-ons, meaning some additional items when we purchase something. I know we have great prices at the Institute, but we'd also maybe like to have a free whatever thrown in on top of it. Well, we've worked with a lot of the vendors, and we come up with some great promotions, such as, for instance, Otter. If you buy an Otter hub or a flip-over shack from Otter, you'll not only get the fantastic Ice Institute price, but you'll get a great accessory package to go along with that hub or that flip-over shack. Retail value is right between $150, $100 and $150, I should say. And so that's on top of all of the already great price. Also, clam is not necessarily going to do it. If you buy A, you get B, but it's going to be based upon the amount of money you spend in the clam booth. So if you buy a bunch of tackle, you buy a shack, an ice suit, or a new heater, you name it, all that adds up, and then you will get a prize or an added incentive for what you bought. So again, the Ice Institute isn't going to be only for great prices, but there's going to be some great promotions that each of the vendors will have when you show up on that Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Now, this is only the start. We're going to continue to talk about some of the promotions coming up, but if you have any more questions about the Ice Institute, you can give us a call at 605-336-9132, or you can check it out on our own website at dakotaangler.com, and it has a link of Ice Institute on top, or go to the Institute page itself, and that's dakotaanglericeinstitute.com. But the main thing is, folks, we want to see a great crowd. Help me get the word out. Help invite your family, your friends, your fishing buddies, you name it. Let's pack that arena and convention center November 8th through the 10th. And now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, all you have to do is send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com. And as you already know, folks, it's already Ice Institute time. We've been planning for a long time, and now we're within the 3 to 4 week time frame. If you'd like more information concerning the Dakota Angler Ice Institute, all you have to do is go to our website, dakotaanglericeinstitute.com, or go to dakotaangler.com, and there's a link up on the top that will send you directly to that page. But that page will have all the information about speakers, as well as the vendors. And if you have any other questions, by all means, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report for Dakota Angler. I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, and always stay safe.